So then, do you love reading? Do you love romance? And do you love Gloucestershire? Yes, so do I. So this next story is for you. Blogger, author and all-round talent, Anita Faulkner has been working on a brand new book, which we can now talk about. The secret is officially out, which I am so pleased about. So I think we should find out a little bit more and chat to Anita now. Hello, Anita.
Hi, Maddie. Thanks for the intro. That's fabulous.
That's okay. How are you?
Oh, I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing really well. How's your Saturday going so far?
Good. Yeah, just feeling excited and nervous to come on your show today. It feels like such a massive honour, actually, because over the years I've heard so many local authors come on and talk about their books, and I've thought, oh, I wonder if that'll be me one day, and today it's me. So yeah, excited and nervous.
Oh, that is brilliant. I'm so pleased for you, because we did catch up quite a while ago. I think it was a couple of months ago, actually, and we were speaking, and you were telling me all about this book, and you were like, but you couldn't say anything at the time, and I was like, oh no, we're gonna have to wait a little bit. And the moment has come. We can now speak about it, which is so exciting. And the book sounds absolutely fabulous, so I'm really excited to share it with everyone. Before we talk about the book, let's just talk a little bit about you. So I came across you through your blog, Anita Faulkner's blog. So tell us a little bit about blogging life for you.
I haven't actually blogged for a while because I've been so busy with this book and of course writing the next book as well. But yeah, my writing did start, well, certainly publishing my writing did start with the blogging. So I had a mum blog called Brazen Mummy Writes, and on my author website, which is anitafaulkner.co.uk, I was blogging as an emerging writer too. So yeah, I think blogging for me was all about just getting my words out there and pressing publish and being brave and knowing that the whole world was going to see what I'd written and just getting used to that in preparation for one day being a published author.
Yeah, and it is scary, isn't it?
It's
kind
terrifying.
of posting stuff, especially kind of online, and you don't know who's going to be looking at it, who it's going to reach. When it comes to actually going from blogging to now being a published author, as you mentioned, I mean, the book is going to be going out to so many people. How are you feeling about it actually being released next year?
Really excited. Yeah, I'm hoping that my publisher, Sphere, which is part of the Little Brand Group, will be able to get this book out to all sorts of different countries, so the US and across Europe, and yeah, potentially the whole world will see it in different languages. So I'm really excited, but also a little bit scared. But it's great to be able to shine the spotlight on little old Cotswolds and Gloucestershire and Tewkesbury, where the book's set. So yeah, it's really exciting to be able to do that.
Yeah, so let's go back to the beginning of actually writing the book. When did this begin? When did you start writing it?
It was a few years ago, actually, because I've got a 3-year-old now. So I did start writing it before he was born. And then, of course, life gets in the way and it's difficult with a baby. But I was determined to come back to it. So I did come back to it. And I was really surprised, actually, when I opened the document and started reading it. I thought, wow, yeah, I think I've got something here. I'm loving this story. So I was excited to get it going again and to get my mum brain moving, actually, because when you're off on maternity leave, you're kind of immersed in this world of looking after a child. So it's great to get your creativity flowing and to start using your brain again.
Yeah. And I mean, I love kind of this creativity and writing books. I mean, it's something that I have always wanted to do. I don't know if I'll ever do it. Like you say,
you
life
should.
life does get in the way. And actually, it's so overwhelming. I find there's such a long process, isn't there, from actually writing it and, you know, coming up with the story in the first place. Then you have to write it. Then there's other stages as well. And I mean, what was that process like?
Oh, it's been a huge learning journey. And in fact, A Colourful Country Escape, which is the book that's coming out in June next year, is not the first book that I wrote. So I kind of cut my teeth on another book, which will probably never be published. But I spent years and years writing this first book, rewriting it and submitting it as well to the Romantic Novelists Association, which was great for me because as a new writer, they'll give you feedback on your manuscript. So yeah, years and years of learning and reading books about plotting and structure and characterization. And it's a huge journey. And then when you finally write a book, of course, that's not the end, because you edit and edit and edit, and then your publisher edits it and proofreading. And yeah, it's a huge process.
Yeah, I can imagine. I kind of sit there with my Word document open. There's about 3 words on the page, and I'm like, oh my goodness me. I don't think, but it's absolutely fantastic. So I've seen the cover of your book, Colourful Country Escape, because that came out not long ago, didn't it? The actual release of the cover. So it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But let's talk a little bit about the book. So are you allowed to say what it's all about?
Yeah, it's actually up on Amazon now for pre-order, so I'm allowed to say, because the book cover's on Amazon and the blurb's up there too. So yeah, I can talk about it. Yeah, would you like to tell me a bit about the story? Would you like me to tell you a bit about the story?
I'd love to know. Go on.
Okay, well, it's the story of Lexie and Ben. And they're kind of polar opposites, really, which is what's always exciting about a love story when 2 people come together. I love having these really opposite characters and then seeing how they can come together and complement each other. So Lexie is this vibrant character. She's a social media manager, so she's really sociable and outgoing. But she's kind of hard up for money. She doesn't really care too much about money. She's not great with her finances at all. And then there's Ben, who's the opposite. He's quite an introverted character. I don't know if you've seen or read Pride and Prejudice and Mr. Darcy, of course. So for me, Ben's kind of a Mr. Darcy character. He's got the money, but he comes across as quite dull because he's quite introverted and antisocial. So we throw Lexie and Ben together in a mission to save the family-run paint business. So Lexie turns up on his country estate, which is it's a fictional place called Nutgrass Hall, but it's it's set in Tewkesbury. So Lexie turns up in a rusty old vintage camper van, which explodes, backfires on the driveway and scares the peacocks. And it all kind of kicks off, and Ben's thinking, what on earth? But as the story progresses, we'll see how these 2 people have got bits that complement each other. So they're like 2 jigsaw pieces that really need to fit together to make a beautiful picture. But there's a lot of conflict along the way.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I love this. And I love that it's set in Tewkesbury as well, as you mentioned. So was that something that was quite important to you, having kind of Gloucestershire links to the book?
Yeah, because they say you should write what you know. I don't know how true that necessarily is, but for me, I've pretty much always lived in Gloucestershire, apart from living in Bristol for a while as a student. So yeah, this is my home, and these are the streets that I walk. This is the area I know. So why not share that with the world and put it in the pages of a book? But the book being called A Colourful Country Escape, I just loved the idea of Tewkesbury with its black and white Tudor buildings, which tied in with the kind of colour theme, because we're thinking about Lexie and Ben being these opposites, but love's not always black and white, essentially. So yeah, I thought that kind of tied in with the colour theme too.
Yeah, I love it. And the inspiration for the story, where did that come from? Is it quite personal to you, or is it just something that you thought of one day? Where did the inspiration come from?
Now, this is where it's going to get a little bit weird. But I find as a writer, I get these voices in my head. These characters kind of come to me in bits and bobs, and bits of location will come to me, bits of stories. And they disturb me in the middle of the night when I'm trying to sleep, and they talk to me and they start telling me what I need to write. And eventually I kind of weave it all together, and something beautiful comes together, I hope. But yeah, I don't know if all writers are actually in charge of the story. Sometimes the story and the characters are in charge of you.
Yeah, that is amazing. I was not expecting you to say that at all.
It's weird.
No, it's not weird at all. I can completely understand, because things sometimes you just wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, don't you? And just like, yes. And it's kind of all like the process of the day of kind of thinking about things, and then it does come to you at night. So I can completely understand that. But really exciting. If people do want to find out, maybe keep up to date with the book, and you did mention it's available for pre-order now. So where's the best place for people to go and check it all out?
It's available for pre-order on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon and search either my name, which is Anita Faulkner, or if you search the book's name, which is A Colourful Country Escape, it should pop up, and you can have a nosy at the beautiful front cover with Lexie's orange campervan on there and a few peacocks. Another place to hang out with me is my Facebook group, which is called Chick Lit and Prosecco, which is a lovely supportive group of readers and writers. So hi to my Chick Lit and Prosecco ladies and gents. But yeah, that's a great place to find me as well, Chick Lit and Prosecco on Facebook. Or of course my author website, which is anitafaulkner.co.uk. And if people have a look over there and join my mailing list by popping their email in one of the boxes, you can have my latest freebie, which is called The 3 Best Kept Secrets of an Author. So it's a beautiful little PDF document that I've put together to share a few author secrets with people.
Wow, gosh, that's amazing. I love the Prosecco group, to be honest. You had me at Prosecco.
Had you at Prosecco, good.
No, that sounds wonderful. And I'm so excited for the book to be released. I cannot wait to read it. But no, thank you so much for joining us on the show today, and take good care, won't you?
Thank you so much for having me. And enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, thanks, Anita. Bye-bye now.
Bye, thank you.